Hi, I'm Evie Brown, and for my class contribution project, I'll be showing you how to mend your clothes at home. So this is helpful in saving money since instead of throwing out or giving away clothes that have holes or, if they have holes or any sort of flaws, we can simply fix it ourselves and save ourselves from having to buy new clothes or go to an alterations place. In the long run, this saves money since the average Canadian household spends $2,300 a year on clothing and accessories. And that's according to a 2021 statistic by Statistics Canada. So we can lower that cost by maintaining the clothes that we already have. So today, like I said, I'll be showing how to mend a hole in a pair of pants, which would typically cost you around $10 to $25 at an alterations shop, which isn't bad. If you don't have the time to fix it yourself, it's still better than buying a new pair of pants, still probably cheaper. But this is practically free if you have the stuff at home to do it, so I would recommend doing it yourself, and it's a good life skill to have anyway, to know how to sew. So I'll get into that. So first things first, here is the hole that I'm working with. So it's just along the seam here, so we can see. So it's gonna be quite easy to fix. So I went ahead and just drew a guideline for myself to follow to fix it. So you just draw a curved, like almost like a semicircle around the area that is ripped. So just like this to the seam. And then other than that, you're gonna need a pair of scissors, and usually you want to use thread that is the same color as your pants, but for the sake of showing up on camera, I'll be using some pink thread. So I went ahead and threaded my needle already. So I'm just using this much thread. Honestly, using more is better than not having enough. So I'm using quite a long bit here. And yeah, so first things first, what I'm gonna do before we even get started though, is get rid of these frayed edges here. So I'm just gonna grab my scissors and cut any loose ends here, just to give it a cleaner finish. There we go. It's okay if it's still a little frayed, but just some of the longer threads will be gone that way. There we go. Move it into the light. So that's what we're working with. I'll start the sewing now. So we're gonna grab our needle to start and bring it to the outside of the fabric to where a little bit before where the hole starts forming. And we're just going to pass this through a little bit of fabric here. Pull it through and go to where the seam is, catch a little bit of fabric and pull it through. So we got our first stitch. Now we're going to go back here, get a little bit of fabric along the white line, pull it through. Doesn't need to be super tight, just enough for it to not fall apart. Back to the seam, grab a little bit of fabric and pull it through. So as you can see, it's gonna start making some, almost like a ladder formation. I believe it's called a ladder stitch, so that would make sense. A little bit more here. And you want to keep the stitches pretty close together. It's going to make it more durable. So just catching it on a little bit of fabric on the opposite side now. There we go. along the white line. All right, so we're nearing the end here. All right, so this is what it should look like so far. Just a bunch of lines. All right, so now to finish it off, we're just gonna pull it, the thread. There we go. Now, like I said, it's gonna look a lot cleaner if you're using a thread that matches your fabric. But anywho, so I'm just going to tie it off. So I'm gonna go back to the inside of the pant with my needle. I just flip my pants so that you can see the inside in here, and you just want to tie it off. So we're just gonna find a stitch. So I see one right here, and you're gonna want to thread your needle through said stitch. There we go. So like that. And you just want to bring your needle through this little hoop here. And then I like to double knot it, so I'm going to bring it through this stitch here that we just made. Pull it through, and once again through the loop. There we go. So it's all tied off, and you'll just want to cut the excess thread off here. So yeah, I'll show you the final product. So here is the finished product. Obviously you can still see the white marker that I used, but it is pretty much good as new, especially once you wash that off. Yeah, I mean the pink thread is still visible, but if you use like a black thread in this case, you will not be able to tell. So there we go, all repaired. So yeah, that's a super easy fix for a very common issue. And overall, just doing things at home, especially in altering your clothes, if it's like hemming pants, anything like that. If you can teach yourself how to sew, it's a super useful life skill that will save you tons of money in the long run. So yeah, hopefully you found this helpful, and thank you for listening.